So the vessel was transshipping all along the West African coast, collecting fish.
If any of the fish on the Benar 4 had come from Guinean waters, there would be a problem. Under their law, a Guinean inspector must be present at a transshipment. It is a way of checking boats have licenses and pay their dues.
According to the Guinean authorities, the transshipment was not legal because it took place in the absence of Guinean inspectors who would control the quantity of fish being transshipped and the vessels by which the fish had been caught.
Through radio calls, Greenpeace confirmed that the Korean-owned Benar 4 was heading for Las Palmas in the Canary Islands, one of the most important ports for fish coming into Europe. Greenpeace set off in pursuit. Transshipments at sea, where legal and illegally caught fish may be mixed together, is said to be one of the main ways illegally caught fish are smuggled into the lucrative European market.
By the time it gets to land, to Las Palmas, nobody knows anymore who caught it, if it was fished legally or illegally, and whether the fish has been taken from a country which desperately needs the fish for its own people.
Finally, as the Benar 4 neared Las Palmas in Gran Canaria, activists struck. By the time the ship arrived in port, it was thoroughly decorated. The Spanish police held the vessel in dock while the port authorities investigated allegations that the cargo included fish from Guinean waters. But at a dockside press conference, the ship's captain and its Korean owner vehemently denied that the Benar 4 had any Guinean fish on board. As for the Spanish authorities, they said they couldn't get the evidence they would need from the Guinean authorities to impound the cargo.
We tried to contact the Guinean consulate in Las Palmas, but there was no reply. So we sent the documentation to Madrid, and the Ministry of Fisheries tried to contact the Guinean authorities to see if the cargo was legal or illegal. Again, there was no reply.
Follow-up calls to the Guinean authorities were equally unsuccessful. The Spanish authorities said they would try one more avenue.
We tried to make contact through the Spanish embassy in Dakar with Conakry, asking the same thing. Did the ship have the right documentation? Was it legal or illegal? Do they have the right to the fish, etc.? Again, nothing.
With no word from the Guinean government and no evidence produced that the fish came from Guinea or that the Benar 4 had in fact broken the law, the port authorities allowed the vessel to unload its cargo.
Because the allegation was still unfounded, and given that the cargo had been deteriorating for up to 10 days, the government ordered its unloading.
Because so few ships are caught, there's little official data on which companies and countries are behind the illegal trade. But even some of the main operators in the area have been seen fishing without a license.
José Ramón. Hola, Federico. Ya me tienes fichado.
With the help of local journalist Federico Aguiar, we tried to get a response from one of the largest operators, the state-owned China National Fisheries Corporation, CNFC. CNFC uses large fleets of trawlers working together. They have been spotted on a number of occasions, allegedly fishing illegally. After an exchange of emails and phone calls failed to produce any response from the company, Federico visited its office in Las Palmas. He took with him allegations from a number of reports going back nearly a decade. Observers from the now defunct internationally funded Surveillance Operations Coordinating Unit allege that on October the 10th, 2000, CNFC vessel 9310 was fishing illegally in Gambian waters. On June the 21st, 2001, the same unit alleged CNFC vessel Haifeng 830 was fishing illegally in Guinean waters. On October the 20th, 2004, Greenpeace reported CNFC vessel 9311 was arrested in Guinean waters for fishing net violations. In April 2006, the Haifeng 830 was again reportedly observed, this time by Greenpeace, fishing illegally in Guinean waters.
Hola, buenos días. Y habían ellos avisado que venían al señor Mariano. Sí.
But at the CNFC office, they declined to talk or even give a statement.
He's saying there's no boss here to answer, so he thinks they will answer you sometime soon. He says he has a lot of work.
A letter was later faxed to the senior manager in Las Palmas, Mr. Zhong Wenfeng. There has never been a reply to the letter, nor a response to a fax to the company's head office in Beijing. But whatever the pros and cons of this particular case, the European Commission accepts illegal fishing is a big problem. Indeed, it believes at least 10% of the world's illegally caught fish end up on the European market.
If one were to try to calculate the value of the illegal fish that is landed on a global scale, we're speaking of around about 10 billion euros worth of fish. I would say that a good 1 billion plus euro worth of fish ends up in the community markets.
Today, there is a widespread consensus that Europe needs to take a firmer stand. But even more importantly, experts believe the developing world needs to be given the means to gather data and monitor their own waters.
Without a Coast Guard, the Sierra Leone territorial waters are completely unguarded, which leaves a completely open space in which the legal fishing trawlers can come in and take the fish. So for the last 4 or 5 years, I should imagine Sierra Leone has lost a hell of a lot of its due revenue.
In Sierra Leone, a group of international advisors, the so-called International Military Advisory and Training Team, has been helping the local navy set up patrols.
Oh, hi, one. If you can read me from channel 16, this is naval patrol boat.
The force uses small, highly mobile speedboats to monitor fishing fleets.
Stop the vessel and hold the net. So we have to board, okay? Are you the chief officer or the actual captain on board? The actual captain. You are the actual captain. So, captain, please, can you instruct your fishermen to bring the cordon of the net? Because we are going to check it, okay? Yeah.
It's a huge job. They are trying to patrol an enormous area of sea.
The Sierra Leone coastline is 200 miles. The protected fishery waters go out 200 miles. That is 40,000 square miles. So, pretty ambitious task here.
All right. Yeah. Do you know the position where you are now?
Yes.
What is the position?
13 to...
So are you fishing at the right point?
This fisherman, it turned out, was just outside the exclusion zone and therefore legal. The boat was not arrested.
I'm going to give you a warning. Yeah, so don't argue. At this point, don't argue. I'm giving you a strict warning. You have to...
However, the patrols have been having an effect.
There has been success over the last year. The number of licences that have been applied for have doubled from about 25 to 50, so there's a success. And every time there is a boarding, you know, the word spreads. What is difficult to measure is the deterrent effect it's having by just psychologically illegal fishermen knowing the Sierra Leoneans are doing something about their territorial waters when probably they weren't for the last 5 years.
But the immediate future is bleak.
Illegal fishing in general has a devastating impact on fisheries resources, and if we don't care about it now, then frankly we can look forward to a situation in a few years' time where the only fish that we have to eat is something that's been farmed and fed artificially in some lake somewhere.